You're listening to Lee and Chris. Well, let's look around. Somebody's missing.
Who could it be?
There's a mild dusting on the ground outside because, it is that time of year. And Chris says, oh, yeah, I'm coming up. I'll be there. Oh, and then he gets halfway. He's like, oh, the roads aren't getting any better. Turn around.
Too bad.
I don't think
roads
you
are
should
too
be
bad.
bashing Chris without him being here. It'd be a lot funnier if he were here.
No, I made it in my low
Selby made it.
hatchback with completely bald tires.
Selby made it, and he's driving a fruit car.
Yes.
I mean, Chris is driving a Chrysler. Shouldn't they be decent in the snow?
Why don't you give away his license plate while you're at it, too?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
Now everyone's going to know exactly who he is. Way to go.
How are they going to
He's
know
yelling
that?
at me for getting on his case.
Doxing our own friend. Our bestest friend.
Yeah.
You just doxed.
Our co-host.
Yeah.
My co-host.
Yeah, your co-host.
So what we're going to talk about today a little bit, I'm not going to go off onto it too much because it's pretty much been covered. But EA really done goofed with the Star Wars Battlefront 2 release and
Bigly.
They screwed up bigly on this one. I guess people were furious over the microtransactions, correct?
That seemed to be the consensus.
Yeah, I mean, like to the point where pre-orders, because I guess there was this stupid thing with they have this EA access where you can get it. Some people got it early, right?
Yeah, they got it on Tuesday and it came out on Friday, I believe.
So the people who got it early, I guess, were freaking out because of the way it seemed like it was going to be pay to win with the microtransactions. Or what did you say, Matthew? And Matthew's here filling in for Chris. Where either it was like playing 40 hours to
40
unlock
hours.
the legendary characters, or paying upwards of like what? How much money?
I think it was. I can't remember the exact number. I think
It was a
like
lot of money.
Yeah, I think it was close to like $500 you could spend to get that.
On top of the $60 that you spent to get the game.
Oh, and that's just a regular. Yeah, that's just a regular
for
edition.
the base game.
You got $80, or was there a more expensive one even?
I would
there
assume
was.
that there was probably $100 one because there's always
Here we go.
better.
Some gamers calculated that this is from CNN Tech. Some gamers calculated that it would take 6 years of playing 2 hours a day to unlock all the features in Battlefront 2 without handing over any real money. Paying for everything, meanwhile, would cost over $2,000.
Yeah.
So now,
That's what I want in my game.
I just can't believe how tone deaf these companies are. And I tell you what, we just had the announcement from the new big Destiny 2 expansions coming out with new raid layers.
Yeah, instead of a brand new
raid, it's no new standalone raid now.
Oh, it's just different.
It's in the same exact place.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I was talking about that to that group we were playing with last night, Matthew. Like, these companies, like, and it's these fucking big ones, like Activision, like EA. They're really testing, I think, the fucking patience of the so-called loyal audience. I mean, they're not going to let you nickel and dime them to death.
I mean, I like playing for all the rare gear and stuff like that in Destiny as much as the next person, but I don't want to play I don't want to have to play 500 hours just to get one character like that.
And you can't say that Destiny's not exactly the same thing, because that was one of the criticisms that I thought was retarded early on with Destiny, was that people were saying that, well, the microtransactions were making it pay to win. It certainly was not pay to win.
What microtransactions are in Destiny?
Those stupid glimmer packs or whatever the fuck they are.
Oh my! All you have to do is just do public events. You just have to do.
Yeah. But I mean, some people were saying that, well, you could buy those and it does give you gear, but it gives you, like, if you know how Destiny works, it gives you like the shell of a gear that you have to infuse something into to make it useful.
And I mean, I've had those from that vendor.
It's not that
you
useful.
Get the bright engrams for.
Yeah.
That I mean, they're never even better than the actual pieces of gear that you get.
As of now, there really is no pay to win in Destiny 2. They may have dumbed the content down a little bit, though. I'm not against that. I am against that, but they definitely did do that. I think they're definitely marketing these games to the casuals, but then you pull a move like this, where you're going to, make people spend thousands of dollars to get the unlocks of the game. Remember Battlefront 2? Remember you paid, what was it back then, $40 for Battlefront 2? And it just had everything there for you?
Yeah, a full finished game.
A full
that you could actually just play.
With all the levels and all the and like there's something like where you can't get into certain vehicles and you have to buy the heroes to get them or unlock them.
Yeah.
It's probably with their rank up system. So every time you play, you get a certain number.
And then
of
there's
coins.
here. Let me look.
Yeah, I remember.
These,
it's the hero battle. Like the one thing I guess it's kind of like the original Battlefields where you play. I remember playing those with Joe's for thousands of hours, and you pick whoever you want.
So
I was always Grievous.
The idea
Grievous.
that players pay real money. Oh yeah, then there's the loot boxes that they added. The idea is that players pay real money to unlock the virtual loot box without knowing what kind of reward is inside. They also don't know how many boxes they might need to unlock it in order to finish the game.
Yeah, pay real money, real world money.
Yeah.
Random boxes are a great idea.
Yeah, I know.
Everyone already loved microtransactions to begin with.
I know. Well, and then didn't they just get caught? Like, they had some kind of microtransaction, like some kind of algorithm that they bought that was going to change the way things were distributed or something. Like, was that them or was that Activision?
No, that was Activision for Call of Duty and the kill cams there.
Oh, okay.
Where you would get killed and it would show the gun that you got killed by.
And give you a link to go buy it or something, right? Yeah. Jesus Christ. But that's what I'm talking about, though, man. Activision, EA, they better. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how loyal they think these audiences are. I don't think they could keep, pissing in your face like that and getting away with it time after time.
Well, luckily, it's been building. Probably not as much as I would like to see, the backlash against it.
And see, the thing is, like, there's a way that you can make. See, I think both could be done. I think there's a way you can make microtransactions work. Like, if there was something that I really wanted in a game and I wanted to enjoy the game as like a certain character with a certain kind of armor, or you remember from Mass Effect 3. Yeah, remember how like you always wanted, and then the guns in Mass Effect 3, you had to unlock the higher levels of them and stuff like the Matic 5. And now, if you wanted to have a microtransaction where I could purchase the Matic 10 and it cost me $10, you know what? I might do that. I might spend the money to get the gun that I like the most.
You need to have a balance. You need to have a normal way of getting it in-game without it being crazy.
Right.
And then you could have a reasonably priced, quick way to it of a normal, already stock in-game gun.
Right,
Nothing special.
No, nothing that was going to give you an edge. Just a gun that you preferred.
Or anything too over-leveled or overpowered.
But I love the backlash that EA is getting here.
I think they said that happened within hours, and it was like a massive backlash.
Yeah, I think it started on one of their EA forums.
Yeah, and now they actually, what did they do, Matthew? They actually canceled. They stopped.
Stopped it completely for the time being.
They stopped all the microtransactions for the time being, right?
Yeah, they said that they're going to listen more and develop the game better, and for the time being until they get to a point where they can.
I got it right here too.
All right, this is from IGN. Electronic Arts' decision to pull microtransactions from Star Wars Battlefront 2 just before the game's launch reportedly came in the wake of concerns from Disney. Bob Iger, who if you know media and stuff like that, you know who Bob Iger is. Disney's chief executive was alarmed by the backlash from fans over how Battlefront 2 microtransactions were implemented. But see, this is the problem. You got guys like Bob Iger, who's like a TV movie guy. He doesn't know shit about games or the gaming community.
No.
He doesn't know what's going to set them off and make them pissed. Like, the fact that anybody was surprised about this just goes to show you the tone deafness and the I don't know, the corporate arrogance that exists at something like Disney or EA.
Well, why would he have any pull at EA anyway?
Well, because Disney owns Star Wars.
Yeah, they own, so he's their boss.
Yeah.
So it took him probably making a not-so-nice call to get them to do something.
What were you going to say, Sylvie?
No, well, we just have their statement here. We hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all in-game purchases. We will now spend more time listening, adjusting, balancing, and tuning, I'm sure. This means that the option to purchase crystals in the game is now offline, and all progression will be earned through gameplay. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at a later date, only after we made changes to the game. We will share more details as we work through this.
Yeah.
So temporary...
A temporary fix after the fact.
After the fact.
Yeah.
So.
You done goofed, I'd say.
What are the odds of them, A, fixing it completely, balancing out normally, like we said, B, implementing it
poorly again.
Poorly again by just rearranging deck shares, or C, reverting back to the original without changing everything after a few weeks or a month or so till it blows over.
I would say they. I haven't seen. See if you could find the sales on it, Matthew, or see if you could find like how many pre-orders were canceled. Because I know that a shit ton of pre-orders were canceled.
Okay.
Because that's the other reason. I mean, in a way, maybe they accidentally did the customer a favor because they did that early access. So maybe, unfortunately, the dupes who bought like the extra expensive version were able to warn the people who were just going to get the normal thing, like, hey, wait, hold off on this for a little bit. This thing sucks. Like you're gonna get fucking hammered with this thing.
The big thing lately has been betas.
Right.
Now they have this early access, so I wonder if this will maybe change early access.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised to see them.
Oh,
sorry, we're not doing
early
early
I wonder
access.
if early access goes away after things like this.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm looking here just for some more statistics about it.
It became the most downvoted thread on Reddit.
Wow.
That's what it was. It was a Reddit thread complaining.
That's pretty bad, dude.
It became the most downvoted thread in history.
Well, yeah, but see, look what it finally took. It finally took an executive, the chief executive from Disney, to fucking say something to get them to stop.
There was
the power of the proletariat.
Yeah.
On that Reddit thread, there were 630,000 negative reactions.
Jesus Christ, they deserve it though, man. Hopefully, you always hope when shit like this happens that these video game companies fucking learn something, but they seem to be just they're obsessed with the little things, like making sure that they have a diverse cast of characters, like in Mass Effect, that Andromeda abortion, another EA fucking disgusting dumpster afterbirth, another franchise they destroyed with the shitty animation and the shitty story and the
you played it. I didn't play it. I watched a good amount of gameplay
horrible
of it, and it was faces worse than Oblivion.
Yeah.
It's potato heads.
Yeah, fucking Morrowind was better looking and prettier than this game. They talk about another franchise that they just completely couldn't let go and fucking destroyed. And then, if you want to, you don't even have to get into it with this kind of stuff. But then they're fucking, cultural Marxist bullshit and their SJW shit that they have to pander to these retards with. Like, you have to have
every single game
a person of color, black woman as the main character who turns to the good guy at the end, which is such a fucking cliche at this point. You had transgender characters in fucking Mass Effect Andromeda.
Even if it was a blonde-haired white male with the big cross around his neck. I don't need that cliche trope anymore.
No,
just to have it beaten into your
I know.
cerebral cortex there to make it a black girl.
And I tell you what, if the game was good, I might have even looked past that for the multiplayer, because I was kind of in the mood to play it. Battlefront 1 I thought sucked, but I kind of wanted to give this one a chance, and I was like, all right, well, we'll see. I'm not going to get it day one.
No, cautious optimism.
Because especially because I bought Mass Effect Andromeda day one.
Yeah, I remember.
And I have to say that was one of the biggest disappointments that I've ever purchased. I even think if it was on sale for like $20, I'd have to think about it again. Yeah. I don't even know if I'd recommend it to anybody if it was on sale.
No.
So I was like, you know what, EA? Listen, you had some winners. You had the Mass Effect series. I know there's been some other things that were really good, but that's it. I'm done. I'm not buying another thing until I double and triple check the quality of your products from now on. And that's what the consumer needs to do now with companies like EA and companies like Activision. And that's why things like Reddit and YouTube and what else were they getting busted on? Whatever, these online forums.
I see it. Yeah, Reddit, they were on the EA forums. Just internet in general.
That's
4chan.
why it's so important, because it's the only thing these fucking companies understand. And I guarantee you they lost money, and that's what's finally going to make them change is when they see the pre-orders stopping or getting canceled, or when people aren't buying their stupid fucking games anymore, their microtransactions. Yeah. Stop hiring simple-minded do-gooders to fucking fill your game with fucking social justice tropes, and fucking write a game that's compelling and good, and stop ripping people off. There's the key to making a good video game. Entertaining, no bullshit. Fucking, I mean,
speaking
my God.
of bullshit, the Reddit response too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, here it is. That's what I think really set people off. Yeah. they try to make it sound like defend it instead of saying, okay, just do their final response that they ended up with. Instead of just doing that, they had to try to defend it. They have here what they wrote on Reddit.
What do they say?
As for cost, we selected initial values based upon data from the open beta and other adjustments made to milestone rewards before launch. Among other things, we're looking at average per-player credit earn rates on a daily basis, and we'll be making constant adjustments to ensure that players have challenges that are compelling, rewarding, and, of course, attainable via gameplay. Their explanation was because so many people play the beta,
right?
Of course, because everyone wants to get in, as many people want to get in on as possible. Yeah. They were using that as a gameplay statistic.
That's retarded. So they used
an inflated number.
They used the metrics from the beta to determine on how people were going to actually play and spend money in this game.
Time, for cost.
Jesus
and then
Christ.
Saying that doing so was a rewarding experience for them to spend 60 hours to unlock one character.
Shouldn't they know a lot of the diehard fans for that game are only going to play the beta? Not a lot of people are going to play that beta that want it for like Christmas and stuff like that.
Well, no, the beta you're going to get everybody. Anyone who's even remotely interested, you're going to get for the beta. It's not going to be a truthful sample size because you got to figure it's going to drop off. It would be just as stupid if they took the metrics from like the first month of gameplay. You got to pace it out to see what it's going to look like for the long haul. Yeah. There's always an enthusiasm gap. It always drops a little bit.
Yeah, it always drops a little bit, and then if there's something wrong, it'll drop a lot.
Right.
Can't even before you fix it, but to base it on.
And then you make it sound like that was such as I would love to meet the retard who said, "Yeah, let's judge all microtransactions and unlock rates based off of the metrics from the open beta." That was a really good idea. I never even realized that. That's shockingly stupid.
I also found a thing where they said they decreased the difficulty to get heroes by 75%.
They did that now?
Well, in their response to the Reddit and everything, they decreased the difficulty.
Well, see, and then that's the other thing, because then you'll get people like who play Destiny now who complain that it's too easy, that they made it for the casual player too much. So I do agree that some of these fan bases are just horrible people that just bitch and complain about everything. But EA they're crooks, and
they're constant.
Yeah, they're constantly trying to get that extra fucking dollar out of you. And like, I'm not against that, but make it worth my dollar. Give me a real reason to spend the fucking money, and I will, not for this fucking bullshit. And don't base your statistics off of a fucking retardedly small, over-enthusiastic sample size, you twats. Jesus Christ.
Give a response defending it.
Yeah, and then have the fucking balls when the launch is crumbling to defend your retarded decision-making.
Cojones.
It was just like back, the thing that fucked Xbox over for years was the Xbox One launch debacle.
Yeah.
Because remember, what was it? It wouldn't work without the internet. It wasn't going to have
always on function, the always connected function, the connect function.
And then there was that thing where I forget the guy. I think they fired him. Somebody said, "Well, what if I don't have internet where I live?" He's like, "Well, then why would you live somewhere without internet?"
Oh yeah.
It's like that's the attitude of these fucking tech companies.
That's what somebody said about
it. That's what an Xbox executive said on Twitter to him.
Oh my god! If I were the CEO of Xbox,
he was fired. He was let go.
Jesus
but
Christ.
I mean, that's the fucking attitude that you're dealing with some of these tech companies. It's like, well, you know what? Fuck you if you don't like the product, and that's not exactly how business works. That's not exactly what's meant to happen.
It's not very client friendly at all.
They don't care. They don't care if it's family.
Exactly. Exactly.
They don't care if it's not consumer friendly.
I have to agree with what Sophie just said.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
He nailed it.
I couldn't understand what he said.
No, I got it.
They don't care. They're too big.
Yeah.
It's what we've talked about before with the condensation of thought and imagination and ideas in video games.
Right.
And just the general corporatization of it too.
Yeah. It was a long time
coming. They lose touch with the original intent of everything, of games, of gamers, of their market.
Of the true audience that was there for years.
Yeah.
It's not fucking SJW painted-haired thoughts.
Transgender black woman.
Guess what, EA? That's not going to bail you out of this one, you stupid faggots.
What do you think this is going to wake them up?
Good luck having the urban blacks put down the sideways guns and stop robbing the liquor stores 5 minutes to go save your ass and bail you out with the microtransaction. Nigga, I want to be Darth Vader. I don't give a fuck.
I'll be Darth Vader. I'm going to get the 7-Eleven here. I'm going to get my Walmart drink. I'm going to get me some Darth Vader.
I got my crunk. I got my fucking liquor money. I got my fucking weed money. And I'm going to buy me my fucking Darth Vader. You poor ass nigga can't afford it. No, EA. That's not what's going to save you in the end.
That's their target demographic.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. A lot of good it did you. You idiots.
What was your...
Go ahead.
Well, do you think this is going to work at all, or do you think that they're, as you just said,
you know what?
that they're too big, that they're just not going to give
I have
fuck?
to go with the historical precedent and say no. That they'll do all this apologizing and they'll do whatever they have to now. Whenever it's Battlefront 3, if there's even another one, or the next fucking Battlefield game or next Call of Duty, there's going to be another fucking problem. I don't think they could learn until EA goes out of business. No, I don't know. I don't ever see them fixing their ways.
Especially not EA or Activision.
No, not EA. Maybe you get companies like, but see, then there's companies like Rockstar who still bring it, and they have their microtransactions too. But for some reason, their microtransactions don't seem to be invasive or something. Like, they're there if you want them.
Yeah.
And then there's other ways to get the cash in GTA if you want it. You know, I mean,
it isn't pushed or marketed or shoved at you or made to be an in-game needed function.
And you know what? They fucking sell millions of dollars worth of them. They make a shitload off their microtransactions. Because people, maybe the game, first of all, I think is better.
Oh, yeah,
they
have a good base game, so people are going to play it.
Exactly. They didn't fucking piss away their core audience.
Then come out with a half-finished game and release it and then say, here, buy this.
Right. And then make up for it with microtransactions.
That's the one thing I noticed about Grand Theft Auto. It's like, when did Grand Theft Auto 5 first come out?
Oh, my God. For the 360, it was out first, remember? I don't even remember.
Like 2013, would you say, or 2012?
I think it's like 5 years, isn't it?
It's at least 5 years.
Yeah, and just look at how good of a product GTA 5 was with all the DLC and all the online play.
The GTA Online was amazing, but that's what they did. They made an amazing game first, and then they added the other things.
Yeah.
It's why Rockstar, I hope to God they're never bought out by anyone, because that's why I was even a little concerned about Destiny initially. And I've enjoyed it. I enjoyed Destiny 1 immensely, and I've been loving Destiny 2, but it does bother me that it's from Activision, it's from Blizzard, you know, it's all that those big companies now with Bungie. It worries me.
We'll just have to wait till that DLC comes out during Christmas time to see what it's like. I'm actually really excited for that new raid.
I'm excited for the new DLC. I'm not happy that there's not a new standalone raid.
I'm not either. I really wanted a Vex one. A Vex one like the Vault of Glass.
And that's how they pimped it to us too.
Yeah.
With their fucking cinematics.
Yeah,
I'm getting
just
so
make
sick
it
of
on
these
Mercury.
cinematics that they make.
Yeah, well, I think that is a dangerous one. I mean, I am biased towards Destiny, as you know.
True. You hate
But
Destiny. You're gonna hate your Christmas present.
A theme that, as much as I see, I don't know, of lack of content is a criticism.
Yeah.
I don't know how much, but I think that is a dangerous thing for a DLC, depending on the cost of it.
Right.
I mean, I could see having it on an existing raid. I think it's cheap and stupid myself.
I thought so too.
Instead of adding completely new content for a DLC.
Since there is such a complaint now, and after all the Star Wars and EA bullshit, this complaint of lack of content for Destiny 2 has been the narrative for a couple weeks now. It's been the issue that there's not enough. And I think it was maybe not a smart move, a bad move to come out now. And obviously this is all pre-planned, and like they probably knew what they were doing before they even released the game.
Yeah.
So there's nothing they could do now. But I think to drop your first major DLC content, and okay, yeah, you have new raid encounters, it's the raid layer, whatever bullshit you want to call it. I think that's a dangerous move. I think once again you're toying with the base audience who wants to be loyal, who wants to like it, who wants to play. But if you're not giving them the content, what do you expect them to do?
Even if they came out and said they were postponing DLC, I mean, I know that's hard right before Christmas. That's a bad. that's not a good thing. But in light of everything that's going on, if they said they're postponing to, based on player feedback, recent events, to offer a more engaging and in-depth experience.
Dude, I would love that. Okay, listen, we had all this DLC planned. Here's what we're going to give you. We're going to give you the raid layers. It's just going to be a big update. We're going to give you maybe they do a thing for Christmas in Destiny.
Yeah, throw out a separate add-on just for the existing.
Here's a new level cap. And you know what? Because of the recent events with the problems with EA, with Battlefront 2, we're gonna delay the full DLC launch back a month or two to make sure we feel that we've given you a product that we're proud of, that's worth your money. I would, I'd be annoyed that it'd be older stuff for long, but I'd be like, you know what? They're fucking being upfront, they're being honest, and they're finally putting the work back into the content. Remember who your core audience is, regardless of what these action groups and these fucking Gamergate groups and all the rest of these faggots out there tell you that you need to market to. Remember who made you what you are.
To all you developers.
Yeah.
Who remember?
It wasn't these painted-haired fruits in the wheelchairs fucking going back 15 years playing your fucking games, growing up on KOTOR and on Super Mario 64, you faggots. Remember who it was.
The original
Halo.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Playing 2-hour-long matches in Call of Duty 3. Don't fucking forget who put you on the map, assholes. Keep the content strong. Don't fucking nickel and dime people to death.
I don't think you could get away with it.
Yeah, if your DLC's good, fucking
can't get away with it anymore.
Charge for it, but make it fucking worth it, man. Just make your shit worth it, and don't forget the people who put you on the map.